All right, it's about that time to talk about what is good in the Bay. Sana G Morning Show. It's your girl, Sana. Good morning.
What's happening? DC is chilling.
Hey, you play a partner G Biz.
Now, as a special guest of honor for this International Women's Day that we are celebrating all day long, we have the one and only Renel representing women all across the world, as well as those San Francisco Giants with us this morning.
Say that.
Hey, family. Good morning.
It's always good to be in the presence of a boss, you know?
Right. Look at the greatness. How are you doing?
Thank you, guys. I'm doing great. It's wonderful to see all of you, my broadcasting children, and to be on the air at my radio alma mater, where it all began for me in 1985.
Wow.
Okay.
I love it. But look at everything that you've done. Like, if there's anybody who started, as you did and has accomplished so much in the time that you had, it's like, girl, the list keeps growing. The trophies and the accolades keep growing. It's like ridiculous what you've done, Ma.
Thank you, babe. I mean, it's a blessing. And like I said, I got hired to do the overnight shift at KMEL in 1985. Y'all kids don't know nothing about that. Nobody has to do an overnight shift anymore, but I was working.
That's an auto.
2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then I got promoted to 10 p to 2 a. And then I ended up on the morning show in 1988. But I could have never imagined, that here I am, 30 plus years later, doing what I'm doing in sports. And I'm just grateful every day. I'm grateful. And I want to thank your listening audience as well, and all those that still reach out to me and say they grew up listening to me on KMEL, that have just been my ride or dies forever, because this certainly would not have happened without the support of the fans and the listeners and the community.
That's real. And then, to take that, to take what we all do with radio and then take it to the heights that you've taken it and step in the community the way that you have, just as an honor to you on this International Women's Day, like seeing you, work with the folks over at places like EOYDC with, Miss Regina and the folks who are over there, and just the entire community over these years has been a high inspiration to, I know, a lot of, folks in general, but definitely, I've had conversations with a lot of my homegirls coming up who always looked at you and the steps that you and took up every single time as such an inspiration. And then to be the boss that you are with the Giants and stepping into that, role and being a woman in, male dominated field, is another step of inspiration for so many people too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been really blessed, really fortunate. I think a lot of it, when the opportunity comes, you got to be ready for it. And I was fortunate enough to be in the room when the opportunities came for me. And, it has by no means been easy. I'm still facing a lot of adversity along the way, but I understand what my purpose is. And my purpose is to serve and to teach. I never thought I would find that when I was working 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Spinning. By the way, the first song I ever played was Bon Jovi. People don't know that it was a rock station and a pop station.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first song I played, kicking off a 13 in a row power play. It's Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer on 106 KMEL.
I love it.
Look, and still doing it. I mean, that's the thing that makes it so amazing, because, not only are we blessed to hear you do the announcing every day for the Giants, and, for those who don't even know that, you were such a major influence for Bay Area radio. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, here we are, Emmys later, Hall of Fames later, sitting in Cooperstown, and still such a huge influence. I mean, what does International Women's not only Day, but Women's Month, what does that mean to you, Renel, being such a dominating figure that you are in women's culture and Bay Area history?
Well, thank you for saying that. And it's truly an honor, but this month is important for the same reason Black History Month is important, that we get to highlight and spotlight the hidden figures, as is now the phrase we use, right? We get to spotlight women and Black folks that otherwise, people don't learn about in elementary school and everything. So it's really important to see the contributions that Black folks and women have made to this country, because, you know, and being a woman of color, I'm doubly discriminated against. So it has not been easy. So that's always what has driven me. And, you know, when I started out, even in radio, there weren't a lot of, you know, women in management, and same now. This is my 22nd season now with the Giants, same thing. And so I had to, sometimes it was a lonely place to be, you know, because I was oftentimes the first. But what I learned from my parents, you know, is my daddy, a trailblazer, by the way, first Black high school principal in San Francisco. So I get it from my daddy and my mama. But what they always instilled in me was that, you know, you may be like what Vice President Harris said, may be the first, but will not be the last. And it is my job to ensure that I'm not the last, and that I'd be for Sana and other young women in sports broadcasting, be for them the woman that I didn't have. It's very important to me. And I'm very proud of all the mentoring I've done over the years and continue to do. And that's what you're supposed to do. When you get there, you got to bring the rest of them. You got to bring everybody with you. You know, when you open that door, you best believe you better bring some folks behind you. You know what I'm saying?
What they say, lift as you climb, right?
That's right.
She's always been supportive of me. One of the first people to embrace me when I came here back in we gonna tell dates now? 2002. And Renel was one of the first to just completely embrace me, which, you know, I mean, women, ladies, if you're watching this and you've ever hated on somebody or another female that's trying to come up or learn something, like I felt like I was already a supportive female coworker to anybody, but, you know, if anybody shines bright in that fashion, it's you, because you just, you know, you brought everybody up. You know, it was like, let's go have lunch, or let's go, you know, this and that, or whatever, talk about stuff at work. You were just always that open door and a family member to me from the beginning. So I just appreciate that part of it too, because people forget sometimes just you can personally be jealous or hate or whatever it might be. And that unfortunately is stereotypical of women.
It is. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves. And that's what I've said in my entire career, especially for women of color. We have enough to fight against. We don't need to be fighting against each other. We need to be lifting each other up. And sadly, I still find it with women in the industry, in broadcasting and in sports. You know, it's still that way, but that's just not how I roll. And that's just not right. And it's mean and it's hateful and it's trifling.
That's it. So we're getting ready for the home opener, which I know that you're excited that fans are going to come back in these pods or whatever it is. So, you know, what are the details for that? Because I know we're trying to, you know, they're selling tickets and they're inviting fans back out soon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it came out this week that we, you know, fingers crossed, we'll have some fans in the stands for our home opener on April 9th. I can't wait to welcome fans back, because it was a trip last season. It's interesting because it was different, but it was the same. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm doing what I love to do. I mean, once I get on the microphone, there can be cardboard cutouts or there can be live people, but I'm just in my zone. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I love what I do. But there's no doubt that I miss the energy. I feed off the energy from the fans throughout the game. And then too, I've gotten to know a lot of season ticket members over 21 seasons now, and they all come past the booth and holler at me, or sometimes they bring me a glass of champagne or a bottle of wine. You know, I've gotten to know them because they've had the same seats for 20 some odd years. I've seen, you know, children being born. I've seen marriages and everything. So, and as you all know, baseball, I think more than any other sport, is a real communal thing. It's just a real sense of community. And I have missed that. I've truly missed that a lot. So I can't wait to welcome them back. It'll be, you know, just a small percentage. And hopefully as the season goes on, you know, and people get vaccinated, we'll have more and more fans out there. But there are vouchers for sale if you go to sfgiants.com. And we also have a fansafe.com website. I believe that's what it is, which will explain to you all the protocol and safety measures that will be in place when fans return to the ballpark. But I can't wait. Opening day is always like, you know, the first day of school, you know, and the crew and we're all back together after an off season. And, you know, we love each other to pieces. I'm so lucky that we all get along and we're such a family. So you know, and then there's just the energy of opening day. Everybody's like, we're all in first place right now, you know?
Right, right.
Right.
It's just fantastic. But I really missed it. It was really strange walking into an empty ballpark. The saddest part for me though was like I enter on the club level, where the broadcast level, and you know the concession stands. I would walk past empty concession stands, and made me think about my brothers and my sisters that worked at those stands that lost their jobs or whatever. And so it was a lot of emotion last season for so many reasons. And then you put on top of that the murder of George Floyd and how baseball and the Giants responded to that, and making sure I keep my foot on the gas and hold them accountable, that it's not just a one game situation or a one season situation. So it was it was only 30 home games, but it really felt like a full season because there was so much extra going on.
Right.
So much emotional extra stuff going on. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more normalcy come April 9th.
Just some champagne and a good ball game. That's all you need.
That's all. You already know, son.
I already know.
You got a champagne in this hand, nice little dog in this hand. You hear
no dog.
This, little that.
No dog.
No dog.
Oh well, I had a dog.
You had a dog.
I had a Giants dog. You had a champagne. Yep.
Nell's gonna have champagne and an Emmy in the other hand, and that's how we're gonna rock out.
You mean this right here?
Look at the wins. See, oh my. Oh,
isn't she pretty?
She's so pretty.
And when I received this for hosting the TV show Forever Giants, 2018, I understood why athletes kiss the championship trophy.
Mm-hmm.
I never got it until I got this.
Work for it.
I had to give her a big smooch when I got her. So, I never saw that coming. I did never.
Well,
you always know I've loved doing TV and everything, but I never thought I'd let alone win one. So,
I mean, it's beautiful, almost as nice as that championship ring you got. And I'm hoping if this season goes how we need it to go, we'll be grabbing another one of those, and we'll be having a parade in downtown San Francisco.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Because it's been a minute. It's been a minute, right?
It's about time.
It's been a minute. That would be number 4 if we do it again. But who's counting?
I mean, it's just almost a fistful of rings. Just one.
I love it.
Yeah, it ain't Tom Brady status yet, but I'm on my way.
You be right there on his heels.
I feel like you've dropped a bunch of gems for the young ladies coming up in whatever field they might be, trying to get into. But are there a couple things that you just want to let people know as you've learned through your time of just the different things and challenges that we face, that they might want to look out for, or just, ignore or pay more attention to, or anything you might want to say?
Yeah, definitely. Throughout my career, you treat people with respect and kindness. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and you don't ever want to burn any bridge. Because every job, I promise y'all, every job that I have gotten in my career has been from a relationship that I established, and that individual referred me for that job. That goes back to saying the opportunity came and I was ready. Just because I got referred doesn't mean I was going to get the gig.
Right.
Every job, starting with KMEL, I was referred by my program director at KFRC because they were changing a format. And I was like, well, that's that for my radio career. And he called the late great Steve Rivers at KMEL, and I wasn't even out of work for a week. I was on the air at weekends, the following week. So don't burn any bridges. Treat everybody with respect and kindness the way you want to be treated. I would also say surround yourself with people that are positive influences on you, that can be super supportive, and try to, get that negativity. The negative people don't pay. I know it's hard. Trust me, because I'm emotional and I get upset when I'm mistreated and disrespected. But you just, you just shake it off, brush it off. And then too, there's so many for every industry now, as opposed to when I was coming up. I mean, I started when I got out of college in 1981 working at KCBS Radio. And now there are so many more like networking organizations and like support groups and stuff. So I would encourage women to make sure that they check all of those out, and just surround yourself with people that are gonna have your back and keep it positive and encourage you. And then just don't take no for an answer. Just keep going, because you will hear a no. I promise you. The no's are gonna come, but right. But what do they say? It's a setback leads to a comeback. So so don't just keep grinding. Just keep grinding.
That's it. Bunch of gems, free game.
Sprinkling.
The legendary Renel over here. Yeah, the bobbleheads. You can't forget the bobbleheads.
Second one. Show the first one.
Merch.
This was 2008 African American Heritage Night, the giveaway, and this was last season's giant race. I was the giant race ambassador. That's from last year. Yes, baby. Oh, you want me to play it? No, my husband's producing. Sorry, but she talks. I forgot to. She don't talk no more because the battery's dead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it live. It's you.
We'll edit that.
You talking?
Well, she goes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your San Francisco Giants.
Hey, round of applause.
That's when the team takes the field and we get ready to play ball. Yes, indeed. Yes.
All right.
So,
well, thank you for helping us celebrate International Women's Day. If there's anybody, a legend of the Bay and worldwide, that's done things that just makes us shine out here, is Yuma. So I love you. I appreciate you, and keep pushing.
That's what I will do, and you do the same. I love you too. And I love my baby boys as well. And I miss you, because we were talking earlier that it's exactly 1 year ago. That's the last time we saw each other in person.
Yeah.
You, myself, and some of our other radio sisters. Again, a network of support, no hate.
Exactly.
Right. And that was the last time. And then next thing you know, we were on lockdown. So I miss you terribly. I can't wait till we can gather together again with a pitcher of Tommy Moon margaritas.
Yes, I'm with that. Y'all aren't invited. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, save me a drink. It's all good.
Dang.
Send it to me.
All right.
Thank you guys so much, and happy International Women's Day and month to you too. And you keep doing your thing. I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much. And just, you're doing the damn thing as well. And you're an inspiration as well to, your listeners and the generations that are coming up after you. So proud of you. Love you.
Thank you. Well, I love you too.